Today we're taking a look at the brand new 2022 lineup from Bear Archery and the new Resurgence RTH package. Welcome back to Mike's Archery's YouTube, and it is that time of year again when we start introducing all the new bows to you, and we're taking a look at the 2022 lineup from Bear Archery and their brand new bow called the Resurgence. Now that bow is available in an RTH package, and we'll get into what all that entails here in just a little bit. But let's go over the specs of this brand new bow that they've come out with. To start off with, the speed on this bow is 335 feet per second on an IBO rating. The axle to axle on this bow is 32 inches, and the brace height on it is 6 1/4 inches. The factory spec weight is 3.9 pounds, and we did throw that on the scale. We stripped it down without the accessories on there, and we got it at 4.2 pounds with nothing on it. So that's pretty close to what they're calling spec weight. Probably if you took the string stop off of it or something else, you're probably going to get it down there to that 3.9. We went ahead and loaded it back up with that RTH package from the factory, and at that point you're packing around about 5.6 pounds. So really not a bad weight on this bow with all the accessories on there, and having the ability to pack that around at less than 6 pounds. Frankly, that's a pretty good value and a really nice package weight on this bow. Now the other thing that Bear did for this year on the new Resurgence and a few other models is a brand new cam system. The new cam is called the DHC cam. It is a hybrid cam system and has a total of 80% let off on that cam. The other thing it has is a large draw length adjustment, and Bear's been really good about that on most of their models the last several years. This bow will go all the way down from a 25.5 inch on the low end out to a 31 inch draw on the high end. So that'll fit pretty much everybody. You do have those few guys out there that really need that 32 inch, but giving it just that extra inch out to 31 is certainly going to fit a whole lot of you bigger guys that it normally would have reached. And 25.5, until you get into a kid's or a women's bow, that will cover most anybody with a shorter draw length that's out there. You're going to be able to get the bow in a 70-pound max or a 60-pound max, and they do have a 15-pound draw weight spread on these bows, and they've had that for the last couple of years, and so that still remains in the new lineup this year. So if you're getting a 70-pound max, you're going to be able to crank that bow down to 55 pounds without any problem. And if you're getting a 60-pound max, you can crank it all the way down to a 45-pound, which is going to allow you a ton of adjustment there. If you've got a younger archer that could, grow and build up some strength, or you're just in a situation where you need to be able to back that down because of an injury or whatever, and then build that weight back up, they give you that extra 5 pounds built into the Bear setup that's going to allow you to build those muscles back up and certainly get back to a higher poundage to get a little more weight and shootability out of this bow. Now Bear, with that speed rating on this bow, frankly at the price point of this bow, is certainly one of the fastest bows out there at this price point. And some of the new features that they've thrown in on this model is the KillerWave limb dampening system. It's a little different shape, a little different look than they've had in the past, but a nice limb dampening system in there with those rubber in between the limbs. Going to take some shock and vibration out of the bow, as well as the noise level coming down a little bit on this bow as well with those limb dampener systems. We did notice the limb pockets on this bow are aluminum, which for the price point of bow in a midline range is frankly really nice. Usually you see a lot of composite components on these bows, but they went ahead and put aluminum limb pockets in this bow. It does come standard with a string stop, a single string stop on the bottom to take some more vibration out of that string and out of that bow in the shot, giving it a little deader feel in the hand. And they did slim down the grip a little bit. Basically a nice target feel grip, going to allow you to get less torque out of your shot when you're shooting this bow. Going to sit in the hand really nice and just lay right there in the groove of that palm, not allow you to torque it very much at full draw. It is a machined riser, and it's just a great looking machined riser on this bow. A lot of nice cutouts, gives it a nice aesthetic look, and just an overall great package here. The bow is available in both right hand and left hand, so if you're a lefty out there, you're going to be able to pick one of these bows up in all the color options, and it does come in several color options. This year the bow is going to be available in a new veil pattern. It's called the Veil Whitetail. It's also still available in the True Timber Strata, and it appears that for 2022 Bear is leaning a little heavier on mossy oak. This model is going to come available to you in the mossy oak breakup country. In the past we've seen a lot of real tree colors from Bear. They've switched over gears a little bit this year, and a lot of their bows are offered in some mossy oak patterns. This is no different. You can also get it in a flat shadow black that they've had for the last several years, a good looking black that will just match pretty much anything if you're wanting to customize out some stuff. But overall, the colors and the looks on these bows are going to allow you to customize it in a lot of ways. You can see on this one here that's in the Mossy Oak Breakup Country, it's coming with those bright orange and tan strings. Gives it a nice offset, gives it a good look, stands out on the shelf as well. If you're looking at other bows, it's going to give it a little different look than just some plain drab tan and green strings that come on a lot of other bows. Since this bow is available in an RTH package, it comes with some basic accessories. Included in this bow are the Trophy Ridge 4-pin sight, as well as a standard Whisker Biscuit V rest. Now that V rest has been on the market for the last couple years now, but they have continued to put on a standard Whisker Biscuit for the last couple years. This year their packages have been upgraded to have that V rest on it. That's going to allow you not to have to worry about what size shaft you're shooting. You can use a micro diameter all the way up to even a target shaft, and it's going to fit everything just fine and just allow perfect adjustment for everything you've got coming at it. The other thing that they include in this package is their standard 5-spot quiver, so you've got a place to put 5 arrows in a quick detach way. It just pops off and on easy with that quick detach bracket that they've had the last several years, making it a nice addition to this package. It's still going to come with a standard 6-inch stabilizer and their no-tie peep and D-loop already installed from the factory. So out of the box, this bow is going to be ready to go, ready to shoot. All you need to do is come up with some arrows and a release, and you're headed to the woods or to the range to get this bow rolling. Bear's coming at this bow at a $5.99 retail price point, which for a midline bow and all the features that they packed into it is quite a value. So if you're looking to stay in that midline set of specs as well as speed and overall comfort, but not, drop $1,000 on a brand new bow, this is definitely something you should take a look at. The Resurgence is coming in at that mid-price point with a ton of value and a ton of features built into this bow. From here, we're going to step over to the range, go ahead and shoot this bow over the chronograph, see what kind of speeds it's posting, as well as seeing what kind of noise level it gives off. As always, we're going to use a 400 grain arrow. We're going to shoot this bow at 29-inch draw length with 70 pounds and shooting it with the 80% let off set on this cam. We've stepped over here to the range, and we're taking a few shots out of this bow just to kind of give you a better idea of where this bow comes in at on speed and noise. As always, we're going to be shooting this bow with a 400 grain arrow. We are shooting it at 29-inch draw length and 70 pounds. And let's see what kind of numbers this new bow is putting up. So 291, it's been hovering right there in the low 290s, 290, 292, bouncing right around that. So overall, just a really good speed for this bow, especially on a mid-level setup. It certainly does pack a good punch. And the noise rating on that was 98.2. So overall, I mean, not a exceptionally quiet bow, but certainly not a loud bow either. It's right there with all your mainline bows as far as noise level. It's really not terribly noisy at all, especially standing here shooting it. It's fairly quiet. Now the draw cycle on this bow, it is fairly smooth. I mean, it's got a nice rollover, gets to the back end of things really nice, doesn't have a heavy drop off. Now we did shoot this bow a couple different ways because it does come with a lower single limb stop on the bottom cam. So you can shoot this with or without a limb stop. Now what we noticed at the full draw, with a limb stop, it is nice and solid. So if you want that really solid back wall that you can pull through on, you're going to want to put that limb stop on there. But if you don't like a limb stop, it is going to be just a little bit spongy in the back end of things, and you're going to have a little just, cushiness there in the back that you're going to feel at full draw. So depending on how you like that draw cycle and how you like to feel at full draw and be able to pull through your shot will depend on how you're going to want to set this bow up, whether with or without that limb stop option. But overall, a good feel. It does sit in the hand well. Very dead in the hand on the after shot. So overall, just a great package here from Bear on the Resurgence. If it's something that you'd be interested in taking a look at for 2022, be certain to give us a call here at Mike's Archery, and we will get you set up with one.